Durant showed in the last 2 or 3 matches that he's one of the best midfield players in the country, without a doubt, and he gives an added dimension, whereas from a forward's point of view, he gets by players and gets by myself being a forward, and creates things in the box and takes pressure off people with runs, and it's just great to see him back.
Well, Jerry, what's Andy Roxburgh saying about this afternoon?
Well, I spoke to Andy a short time ago. He's still in England. He's been down there watching a match. He's been in touch with Walter Smith today, and Walter has said, yes, go ahead and choose him. He's ready. And the player has played something like 50 matches in the last year, a lot of reserve games. But when you look at the Scottish Cup semi-final against Celtic, where he was left in a 10-man team in you know, heavy conditions, he played well that night. He played at Tannadice that night, and yesterday's game was a tough one. So I think he's ready as well.
But only recently, young Ian was saying himself that maybe he wasn't ready, the time wasn't right.
I think he was just being the diplomat there, that he wasn't a regular in the Rangers team, but he's now back, and the fans know he's back. I think it's worth pointing out as well, Jim, that Andy Roxburgh said to me he wants to take him along to Switzerland to get involved in the squad again. Not necessarily to play, because he hasn't been there for 3 years now. But it's important, I think, with the World Cup ties coming up at Ibrox, Ian's own ground, you know, against the likes of Portugal and Italy. That's the place for him really to come back with a bang. OK, Jerry, thanks. When Aberdeen's manager Willie Miller spoke to us on Friday, he was in a positive mood about yesterday's match at Ibrox, and until half-time, he must still have been pretty confident. However, Rangers transformed themselves after the break and played some devastating stuff. The commentator, as usual, Jerry McNee.
Rangers manager Walter Smith had to delay his selection because of injury problems affecting Mark Hateley and Trevor Stephen, who are both out. Stuart McCall is still missing because of illness, and Nigel Spackman retains his place in the starting lineup. And playing against his old club today is David Robertson, who's ever present this season and played in all but 2 of Rangers' 55 matches last season. He won his first full cap earlier this year, and he'll be hoping to force his way back into the international squad. Aberdeen welcomed back Finnish striker Miksu Patalainen, who missed the midweek victory at Falkirk because of international duty. Manager Willie Miller has a squad which looks set to make a real challenge, but they've lost ex-Ranger Jim Bett because of injury. Man of the moment at Pittodrie is new striker Duncan Shearer, who's settled in magnificently with 8 goals in 8 games, including a terrific hat-trick at Brockville on Wednesday night. He celebrated his 30th birthday yesterday. The referee is Brian McGinley from Balfron, who in a couple of weeks' time handles the UEFA Cup tie between Paris Saint-Germain and Salonika of Greece. So it's Duncan Shearer who gets the 69th meeting of the clubs underway in this Premier League. Aberdeen have a terrific record against Rangers, having won 31 of the encounters. Rangers have won just 18. An early free kick awarded to Rangers. Sally McCoist dumped onto the ground, and the referee calling over Gary Smith with a word of warning. It is busy in the middle of the park. Won by Robertson. Ferguson gets it to Goff. Now it's Durant. Griffin stepping in. A real cluster of players in the middle of the field at the moment. Good play by Paul Mason. Plays it through to Patalainen. Headed away by Robertson. And the throw in to Aberdeen. Well, Aberdeen won the opening 4 league games last season. Actually made a better start than they have this year, but horrific injuries around about the month of November really knocked them out of the championship race when they lost at home to most of the major challengers. And that's an excellent save by Andy Gorham from Ian Jess. Well, Jess turned quickly, just about 6 or 7 yards from goal as the throw-in came over, and Andy Gorham had to get down very quickly indeed. It was excellent control by the youngster and a fine save by the Scotland goalkeeper. Now clearly unhappy as the flag went up, and the referee will call over the Rangers striker. Well, referees have been told to clamp down on all forms of dissent. McCoist will get away with a word of warning here, but better not push his luck. So it's Gary Smith with the free kick. Headed away by McPherson, picked up now by Kane for Aberdeen. Patalainen keeps the ball in play. Patalainen again, big strong upward player. Well challenged though by McPherson. And McCoist will now be booked for that very late challenge on Gary Smith. Well, McCoist was just spoken to a few moments ago and he really asked for this one. All quite unnecessary, especially in that area of the park. Just went in very late on the Aberdeen defender. Durant. McPherson and Spackman. Spackman taken out of the play by Aitken. In fact, he's lost a boot there in that exchange. The player writhing about on the ground. And Roy Aitken being called over by the referee. And the yellow card will be shown. You see Spackman going onto the ball. And the next thing he was on the ground and the boot come off. Robertson. Yalichenko. Oh. Even he's giving it away. Targeting bad. And a free kick awarded against Brown, which has actually knocked outraged on the track side, and the referee will go over to have a word with the Rangers assistant manager. Well, an angry confrontation here, and this could end up with Archie Knox being sent to the stand. And that's exactly what happens. So let's hope things will settle down and we can get on with some football. Been precious little of it so far. Certainly a goal would help. Maybe settle things down, concentrate the minds. Kick by Robertson out, Shearer for Aberdeen. Kane looking for the head of Patalainen. Persons claiming he was pushed. Referee allowing play to go on. Patalainen getting in the cross. Headed away by Goff, only as far as Aitken. And Roy Aitken scores a sensational goal for Aberdeen. Well, he struck that one perfectly. 28 minutes gone. Rangers 0, Aberdeen 1. And jubilation among the Aberdeen fans. Look at the determination in the face of Roy Aitken. But it was Patalainen who got in the cross. Goff it was who headed it out of the penalty area. And look at that for a shot. Dipping in at Gorham's left-hand post. That's Ian Ferguson. Again, it's wasted though, straight to Irvine. And just lying more and more in the high ball here, and Irvine's getting to most of them. Send it into Mikhailichenko though. Well, Rangers might have had a free kick there, but they still have possession. It's Houstra. Well, the ball took a wicked deflection and was only inches away. The corner kick awarded. So Houstra cut inside. The ball come off Paul Mason. Yalichenko to take it. Goff's in there. And there goes the half-time whistle. And Aberdeen certainly worth the first half lead, there's no doubt about that. Roy Aitken, the man who put them ahead after 28 minutes. It was Mixu Patalainen who got away from McPherson on the left, swung in the cross. It was partly headed clear by Richard Goff, and there was Aitken to sweep it past Gorham into the back of the net. The half-time score here at Ibrox Stadium, Rangers 0, Aberdeen 1.